Hi, I'm Miss Bell, and I am here to read chapter 14 of Finding Langston. In chapter 13, Langston was having a little bit of trouble with Lyman. So let's find out what's going on in chapter 14. Turns out Miss Fulton's ain't trouble at all, almost like she took a vacation from herself. After being alone with Daddy for so long, I ain't used to hearing that much talking, but ain't so bad. I figure her living alone makes her want to talk. Besides, her food is so good. Her steady talking gives me more time to eat. And she is pretty, prettier than I thought, at least. Her skin is smooth, her eyes light up when she's telling a story. Her hair is pulled up into a bun on top of her head, and she has those pearl earrings I've seen rich ladies wearing. My mama don't even have her ears pierced. She said she won't waste her money on earrings. But Mrs. Fulton's earrings and her hair and proper talking make her look like a real lady. She teaches English at Dunbar High School, born and raised in Chicago. Got 2 sisters and 1 brother. She talks so much, I could write a biography. All your folks live in Chicago? I asked between mouthfuls, just to keep her talking so I can keep eating. Funny you ask, she said, getting up from the table. She brings over a picture she keeps in a frame. These are my folks, Ann and Elbert Fulton. They came here from the South like you, only from Charlottesville, Virginia. But I was born here, the oldest of 4. My parents still live at 45th and St. Lawrence. She looked proud and she keeps staring at the picture. So your brother and your sister live in Chicago? I reached for another spoonful of rice and Mrs. Fulton didn't even notice. My brother William lives in Indiana with his family, but my sisters are here. One is in Crane College over on the west side, and the other is a teacher like me. I nod. Sounds to me like you come from a real smart family. You always wanted to be a teacher? For the longest I can remember. I've always loved reading, so I didn't know what else to be. After I finished high school, I enrolled in college, just part-time at first. Looks like Miss Fulton's been waiting for me to ask this question. Her eyes are bright and she leaned forward toward me in her seat. I have an aunt who is also a teacher, and she encouraged me to get an education degree. So that's what I did. And now Mrs. Fulton act like she didn't remember because she started counting on her fingers. This will be my 10th year teaching. What kind of books your class read? 2 more years before I'm in high school. And I'm already counting the days that I get out of Haynes Junior High and away from Lyman. We just started a unit on poetry, she tells. That makes me put down my fork. Poetry? Yes, she answered, and walks over to a small bookcase in the corner. Stacked on top are magazines she set on the floor, some with pictures of Black folks on the cover. I like to get a look at one of those with the name like Life, so Crisis, Ebony, but I'll have to ask Mrs. Fulton another time. Never even noticed any of that before, probably because I was too busy smelling her lavender smell. Of course, the school liked me to teach all the classic poets, Emerson, Frost, Dickerson, but I always include some of my own as well. Paul Laurence Dunbar, for one. She says, opening up one of the books she set on the table and turned to the first page to a list of poets. So all of these are colored poets? I look down at the list of names I never heard of. Yes, they are. Many of them are from the Harlem Renaissance. And some, she turns the page, are from right here in Chicago. My head is trying to keep everything straight. Harlem? I know that from reading the biography. Harlem, New York, I asked, but really telling because I wanted to know I know a little something. Exactly, she said, brightening up the room again with a smile. I go back to look at the names again. Arnett Bunt Temp, Gwendolyn Brooks. I know those names from the library pictures. Compton Collins, W.E.B. Du Bois, Jesse Fawcett. These names I don't. Right away, I see Mr. Langston Hughes. You'll be reading Langston Hughes, I asked. Oh, yes, he is one of my favorites. She smiled some more. In fact, she said, seriously now, I heard him read one of his works not too long ago at the Hall Library. They have a wonderful lecture form ran by the librarian there. Do you know his work? I suppose. I don't know how much I want to be telling Miss Fulton, me and the library and books on Langston Hughes are something I'm keeping to myself. Maybe I'll read something for you after dinner, she says. If you want, I say, hoping she can't see how much I want to hear her read. I helped her scrape plates, wash, and dry dishes, and then we sat down at the table, and Mrs. Fulton picked up another book. Its pages were old and worn, and some are just about to fall out. Some have folded down corners, but she finds the page she is looking for and starts reading. The Negro Mother. Children, I came back today to tell you a story of a long, dark way. I closed my eyes listening. His words sound even prettier without me stumbling over them in my head. Mrs. Fulton reads in a way that sounds like she is singing a song. Langston, are you awake? She says. Yes, Miss Fulton. I open my eyes. Oh, you look like you were asleep. She keeps on. I made my eyes stay open and watched her mouth sound out every word, making them sing. Finally, she finished. I don't care what she thinks now. Can you read that one more time? She says. How about another? How about I read another? She says, flipping to one of the turn down pages. No, that one, please. I think she sees something in my face that says I need to hear that again, because she doesn't ask any more questions. Turn back the page and start again. Then when I lie down in the bed at night, I think about Grandma and how I never got a chance to say goodbye. When Mama passed, Grandma told me, Mama is always going to be my guardian angel. She'll be looking out for you wherever you go, she said. So don't go shaming her. Respect yourself and everyone around you, and you'll make her proud. I nearly cried myself to death thinking about Mama up in heaven all alone, but now Grandma will be with her, both of them my guardian angel. First night since I came to Chicago, the night sounds are quiet. No music from next door, no loud talking on the stoop, even the rats scratching in the wall are quieter. After Mrs. Fulton's reading, I don't want to hear my voice reading tonight. I'm just holding on to hers, but I remember the names from the pictures in the book. And as soon as I leave school tomorrow, those are the ones I'll be looking for in the library. That's chapter 14 of Finding Langston. That sounds like a pretty good story. I enjoyed it. I hope you did. Bye.